Hi James, it's Kat here. So I'm doing an interview for you today. So I've printed out your sheet of questions and thought I would answer them on camera for you. You've been following me for quite a while, so thank you so much for supporting me. It really means a lot. It's really great that you're doing these cosplayer little things on your blog. It's really awesome, and thank you so much for only having positive things to say about me. It really, really means a lot. So I'm just gonna start reading the questions and giving you some answers. I hope that's okay. What got you into cosplay and how long have you been doing it? So I started cosplaying back in 2007. I was about 13. It was just a lot of fun. My first cosplay was Cloud. It was a good time. Nothing too serious. I made it the night before. It looked awful, but you know, you gotta learn from it. So, question number 2. Which cosplay was the first you ever created? Okay, so I kind of partially answered that. But Cloud from Advent Children. I bought a really crappy wig from Paddy's Market. It's cut off the bottom. It was like a mullet wig. So that was it was a bit embarrassing. I made the whole thing the night before, used clear hairspray instead of, used clear spray paint instead of hairspray, which was a bit of a nightmare, but I don't know, it was a learning curve and I clearly had so much fun I just kept wanting to come back, so. Question number 3. Thinking back to the last convention you were at, did you enjoy it? Yes, I went to Brisbane Madfest, so Madman's anime festival. It was a lot of fun. I got to do a lot of cosplays with my friends. I did Persona 5 group with Ali, Lionheart Ali, Dreeds, and Jenny. It was so much fun and like I was so excited. Persona group's always been a dream and they're like the only group cosplays I've ever done have actually all been Persona groups, so it was really, really great. What cosplays did you bring to this convention? Okay, so I clearly have this thing where I'm double answering things, but yeah, Ann and Tifa. I was gonna do Asuka, but I ran out of time, so. What got you into being a geek? Well, I kind of grew up playing PlayStation 1 a lot, so I did Crash Bandicoot, the old Harry Potter games on the PS1, Silent Hill. Clearly an adult left me around Silent Hill and I thought I'd give it a go, which is probably why I'm so desensitized to horror. Like, I love the horror genre. Clearly it didn't really scare me all that much growing up. So that kind of grew up, and I think my first game I sought out to play was when I was about 8 or 9 and I picked up Kingdom Hearts for the first time, and you know, all these Final Fantasy characters, and I ended up going back to Final Fantasy, so my first Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy 8, and that kind of like birthed the real geek, I guess, because it was more than just about video games. Then I started becoming like some fan theorist and putting together all these like elaborate theories about video games and stuff, sort of stuff like that. So that stuff really interests me. Do you have any other members of your family who are into what you enjoy? Are you present the only geek in the family? Well, my family situation always changes. I'm not particularly in contact with a lot of my family, but you know, like things like I do remember playing games with my family when I was really, really young, so I remembered having that exposure to things like Mario and all that sort of stuff when I was younger, and it was my nan who I talk to and love a lot who got my auntie Kingdom Hearts, which is the first place I actually saw it being played. So yeah, like when the PS2 was first released, I think it came with Kingdom Hearts. I'm not sure if anyone else remembers that. You seem split on video game cosplays and anime cosplays. Do you have a preferred area to cosplay from? Well, it's kind of like I'm either into anime or video games. Like, I'm not as much into comics, so probably video game, because the amount of time you get to be in control of a character means I personally get more attached to them. That's about it. What drew me to your cosplays was how perfect you are in your Tifa cosplay from FF7. The pictures you've taken were amazing. You definitely have a figure that matched the poses awesomely. What was it like making Tifa, and what made you cosplay as her? Oh, thank you, James. So I first cosplayed Tifa when I was about 14. I was way too young to be wearing that outfit, but there I was, and causing a lot of attention. I did it because she was a strong character who kind of resembled everything I wanted to be when I was 14. Like, she was strong, she was confident, and like that really spoke true to me. I kept going back because Final Fantasy VII I had more exposure to, because I'm one of those people that likes to replay games, and I've replayed 7 probably about 10 times or so now. So the more I played it, the more I begun to analyze the characters and I really liked Tifa because she was human. And I know that sounds strange, but I've always preferred flawed characters more so than idealistic power fantasies. I've never seen Tifa as an idealistic woman's power fantasy. And so I kept cosplaying her, and you know, the cosplay is really, really simple. It's nothing, but it's like 2 hours work of putting together, sewing a singlet, and like being ready to go. But it's just the fact that I love the character so much, so it always makes it fun. I know you're a huge fan of Final Fantasy, with 8 being your favourite. Unfortunately, it's my least favourite. What do you like about the series most, and why is 8 your favourite? You even got a tattoo of the main character from that entry. So FF8 was what started me being a fan theorist. I finished the game, and the entire game I was like, what the fuck? What is this about? Like, I don't understand. Clearly there's some hidden message or something. What am I missing? And it began a thinking process in me when I played video games about different types of concepts. So you have low concept, which is like your objective. What are you doing? What's, you know, like fight the bad guy, save the world is a low concept. But what's the high concept of the game? And I saw FF8 is very, very different, and I understand people don't like it, but I think it's because they don't particularly understand the direction which FF8 was coming from. I saw it as a very psychological piece, and it was very much in Squall's head, hence why the characters seem very two-dimensional other than Squall and Renoa, because I think the central focus is on them and their insecurities, and I think that it kind of shows how to overcome those securities in a sense, like Squall, you know, getting over his abandonment issues and stuff like that, and Renoa getting over her fear of being hatred, which I think is why Ultimecia was born. I am a really big believer in the Renoa is Ultimecia fan theory, and there's so much depth behind it, and you can look into it, and there's so many like Easter eggs that sort of lead to that concept. So that's really what kind of got me into it, because I wasn't satisfied. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Like, I cried at the ending because I was like, not because I was sad, but because I was in shock. I was like, okay, after all this, I went through time, compressed it, nothing makes sense, and now Squall's got no head and Renoa's blown up in space. Like, what the fuck is happening? And so I believe that there are alternate timelines. It's like the theory Squall is dead. People are often Squall is dead or Renoa is Ultimecia. I believe that there is a theory with both, that there is many alternate timelines playing out, and I believe that is present throughout the final game. Anyway, I could go on about this forever, so that's just a little snippet of Kat's crazy fan theories. By looking into your work, you chose very strong, well-written characters, like Zero Suit Samus, Dante Genderbend. Are you typically drawn to those types of characters? Yeah, I like sass, honestly. Like, I am one of those characters that will be I'm a bit rougher, I don't know. I've been told that I'm not too feminine personality-wise, and I always believe that femininity is a bullshit term, and anything that shows strength in a person is always going to be more attractive to me, because that's what I'm into. From time to time you used to write on a blog where you do a variety of blog posts. I had to say I loved every piece. You're such a fantastic writer. What made you decide to create a blog? I think, I don't know if it's just university or school. I learned to talk. I know how to sell an idea I'm passionate about, and the thing is, I'm not really passionate about a lot of things. So the things I can talk a lot, and I'm really analytical, because sometimes like my friends will hang out with me and my head's in another place. Like, I'm just like, ah. But if you get me started on something I'm super into, then you know that's super awesome. So I just like sharing my ideas and thoughts with people about things I really like, and that will always get me through. But you know, that's kind of the reason why I didn't keep it up too much, because it's hard for me to stay on topics I'm not super interested in. You had a Patreon for a few months. How's that experience been for you? I've enjoyed your transition doing modelling style shoots, and the lewd shoots are tasteful yet super sexy. How that idea came about? I was kind of not for Patreon for a while. I think it was just because it was something I wasn't new, and moving to a new platform is always a bit scary. I'm not sure if you ever heard, I was talking to Vera Chimera, or Yasmin. She really encouraged me to start a Patreon, and that was just, you know, that was really great. And she was telling me how great it was going and all this stuff, and I thought, you know what, maybe I will try it. She told me to try it, and I tried it, and you know what, I don't regret it, so thanks. I don't know, it's been it's been a fun time. I've learned a lot about myself and I don't regret doing it at all because this self-journey I've been on is one of the best I've ever been on. Another cosplay I like of yours is is Scarlet from The Killer is Dead. Been playing the game, super excited watching your progress, and you bring it to life. Why did you choose Scarlet out of all the Mondo girls in the game? This comes down to, I also like really strange designs, like something weird and off-key is always going to be up my alley. She's just so ridiculous, and I love ridiculous characters. It was a take on the sexy nurse, and it was different, and she had weird glasses and a weird aesthetic, but I really liked it. That was it. Like, I love a lot of the characters in the Mondo games. Like, I love the vampire, I love, you know, the main girls, and I just kind of wanted to do something really ridiculous because it's a crazy game. I mean, there's talking unicorns, and it's just, like, you know, gigolo goggles, and like, fuck it, you may as well do something wild while you're there. Like, strap yourself in. You're currently in university studying games design and hopes to be part of the industry. What's that been like so far? Good. I hate coding, I hate C#, but I really like design, so it's going okay. It's going good. I've been getting really high marks, even in coding, but I'm really slow at coding. That's it. Like, I'm good at it. My cat is literally throwing things off my computer right now. Has cosplay had some kind of effect in how you view games design? Not cosplay, but being in the community and talking to people that do. It's more like me as a gamer, not really relevant with cosplay, but I mean, in terms of like marketing strategies, I see how cosplay can benefit people that are in games design or in game development studios. What do you think about cosplay as it's now hitting the mainstream? I don't know, I think anything will always hit the mainstream eventually, and if, you know, at least it's in a positive sense. That's all I can hope for. It's good, people are getting it, people are enjoying it. That's about it. Like, I've been here since 2007, so like, you know, I'll be around for a while. Do you have any upcoming cosplays for this year you'd be able to share? I sort of post a lot of stuff about them. I will finish my Oscar, hopefully in the next month. Zero from Drakengard 3. Oni-chanbara as a sort of like meme cosplay. I know that's weird, but it's a meme to me because that was a game I played when I was very younger and I don't know why. That's sort of, I know there's more, but like that's sort of hitting it at the moment. The next few ones on my list. Do you imagine cosplaying being part of your lives in the next 5 years, and do you hope to evolve your skill set? Yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff, particularly about wigs lately, which will help me a lot, like making new part lines and stuff like that, as well as eyelash gluing stuff to your face, and I don't know. It's weird. I'm learning a lot more lately, and it's good because I have the time to be able to do it, which is super exciting. And yeah, I'll be cosplaying until I feel like stopping, I guess. Like, I mean, I know I'm doing more modeling shoots, but video games are what I'm really into, and you know, you can't resist a good video game cosplay when I come across one. What's the day in the life of Katyuska Moonfox? Where did Moonfox come from? Well, a day now was very different to a day back then. So usually I wake up, I make daily tasks for myself to do. So like today I'm doing fan signs and stuff like that. I sometimes go in the city and just karaoke practice. I'm doing something with Deerstalkers, so I'm doing a singing thing with them, so I've got to practice so I don't sound awful. I've always had stage fright, so I'm trying to develop things and get more confidence. Just confidence building exercises, which is what I'm into. I don't exercise, I really should. Yeah, I don't know, a day in the life, it's usually very busy and very day by day. I've got new things on every month, so... And Moonfox was from WoW. I had a fox, which is a ashtail from... Oh god, it was so long ago, I can't remember. So I got a grey fox when the Cataclysm expansion first came out, because I think that's where foxes first came from. And I got one, it was an ashtail, but I don't know what they're called, so I kept calling them the moon foxes. And then that developed into Moonfox Ultima, because then I called my ashtail fox Ultima, so it was Moonfox Ultima, which was my old DeviantArt handle, and then I just went to Katyuska Moonfox. Any upcoming game releases you're all looking forward to? Probably not, because I've just finished them all. I actually, like, the Shadow of the Colossus has always been one of my favourite games, even though I only played it last year again. I am looking forward to the HD remake, which only just got announced at E3. And I mean, you know, like Evil Within 2, I love horror games, anything like that, so I've sort of just passed all my Nier and FF fandom, Persona fandom, so like I'm done all those games, so I'm a bit lost right now. Do you have a favourite convention? Not particularly. Any gaming or... I particularly like anime conventions because I think there's a much more loose vibe about them. Like, they're just a lot more fun and, you know, you can do whatever. And they're usually a bit quieter. I love quieter cons because a lot of people just too hectic and it's just too much for me to handle. I'm a bit of a socially awkward nugget, so I like quiet conventions. If you could switch lives with a Final Fantasy character, who would you choose and why? Terra. Terra, absolutely, because I think FF6 has the most interesting world in terms of like a dystopian world build. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think my favourite world out of all the Final Fantasies is 6, so I would choose one because I get to live in it. I mean, Terra's basically like an empty vessel, I guess, so it would be good to be able to see Magitech and all this crazy world they live in, so that would be the most exciting thing for me. In terms of character, I don't know. Will it just be me and it's another character? So the world and the Husbandos is where I'd be at. And I mean, there's no... Yeah, I'd be Terra and I'd go straight for Setsa, so... Anyway, thanks for asking questions. You know, like, I'm glad I finally got to do this. I know it's been a while since I've been talking about doing an interview with you, but it's been really, really good. So thank you so much for supporting me and always saying nice things. You're a really good... supporter of many cosplay girls, and that's a really, really awesome thing. You can't have enough support for all those amazing cosplayers out there that do try so hard. So thank you for always supporting us, and yeah, talk to you soon.